Are we live?
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Okay, good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the Audit and Finance Committee meeting for January 27th, 2022. I see that I do have a new member here, Mr. Brewski. I would like to welcome you to the Audit and Finance Committee.
Thank you so
All
much.
Yes, and so this is what we're going to start with. We're going to start by hoping everybody had beautiful holidays and everyone had a good time and everyone is safe. And I hope you're keeping warm too. All right, so we're going to get started here. And I'm going to ask the Deputy Majority Counsel. Who is that? Okay, would he please, we'll start by taking attendance for me, please.
Sure thing, Madam Chair. Ms. Willingham,
Present.
Mr. Peter,
Here.
Mr. Bergdorf,
Here.
Mr. Clay,
Here.
Mr. Grimm,
Here.
Mr. Ray Joyce.
Here.
Mr. Brewski,
Brewski's here.
Ms. Lakakis,
I'm here.
and Mr. Mayo.
He's here. He's just in here twice somehow.
That's
You
why
may
he's
have to run
reverberating.
him off.
I
All
think
present.
he could be on his phone and on his computer too. Yeah.
That's why his sound is funky.
All right, then we're going to move forward now. Did we get rid of that sound? Okay, all right. I see Ms. McClade is here. Okay, all right. All right, so we're going to start with number one, and that is approving the previous meeting minutes.
Motion,
And
Madam Chair.
I got a
Second,
motion from Mr. Peter. I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much. All right. Mr. Russell? Number two?
Yes, Madam Chair. Number two is local law L for 2021. The local law of the County of Albany, New York, ensuring universal access to counsel during eviction proceedings in housing courts in Albany County. It's my understanding this will be tabled at the request of sponsor.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Number three?
Authorizing the County Director of Real Property Tax Services to approve certain applications made for correction of tax roll errors, refunds, and credit of taxes during the 2022 calendar year without prior audit by the legislature.
Is Mr. McGuire here? Is it my understanding that Mr. McGuire is going to respond to this?
Madam Chair, Mr. McGuire did submit this, but we can try to work through it without him if you'd like.
Okay, and are you going to speak to it?
I can. So this would be this is the same as he did last year for a approval to correct the tax rolls for up to $1,500 without coming to the legislature for every little tiny one. Only the bigger ones would have to come in front of your body.
Okay, are there any comments or questions on this?
Yeah, I have a question, Madam Chair.
Chair.
Is it 1,500? Has it always been 1,500, Dave?
Last year was the first year we did it, and it was $1,500 last year.
Okay, so there wasn't a limit previous to that?
No, this was to cut down on kind of noise in these meetings and, you know, the abundance of items, so you can only focus on the more important ones.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr.
Madam
Grimm.
Chair,
Mr. Bergdorf.
I remember this discussion last year, and I thought it was a great idea, but we only did it for 1 year, sort of as a trial basis. Is this another 1 year action, or is this are we now adopting it as a permanent authorization?
I can speak to that, Madam Chair, if you would like.
Yes, Mr. Russell.
The statute that allows for this only allows for it to be taken care of in the calendar year. So that's why we did it last year for 1 year. We can do it 1 year this year, and it will be a recurring item every year.
Okay, thank you. I was going to say if there was a way to do it for longer, but you've answered that question.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Peter.
if there are no other questions, I would like to move this.
I'll second.
Second.
Okay. Got a motion from Mr. Peter. I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much, Mr. Riley, for sitting in for that. All right.
Thank you,
Number
ma'am.
5, Mr. Russell.
Item number 4,
I'm sorry.
authorizing,
Number 4. Mhm.
authorizing a correction to the tax rolls for the city of Albany.
Is Mr. McGuire here?
He's not, Madam Chair, I can speak to this one if you'd like.
Okay, all right, thank you.
From the backup, this is an item, there were the 2020 and 2021 school tax and City of Albany taxes were levied on these two parcels. This is this is a church, so this should be wholly exempt based on the backup. And they're asking for the correction of the tax rolls to reinstate their exemption.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Peter.
this is pretty cut and dry, and if there's no questions, I'd like to make a motion to move this.
Second.
Who did my second come from?
Mr. Clay.
Clay.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Peter. I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much. We'll move on now to number 5.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair. Number 5, amending the 2021 Department of Social Services budget, administrative adjustments.
Ms. McClay.
Yes, good evening. We're just requesting a $30,000 transfer into our fee-for-service line. we're overexpended in that line due to an unexpected higher than expected insurance charge. So we're moving, there's no county share in this. We're moving funds out of our Medicaid fraud initiative, which we were underspent on, into the fee-for-service line.
Do I have any questions? If no questions, I'll entertain a motion. Got a motion from
Motion.
Mr. I need a
Motion.
second.
Second.
Okay, I'm not looking at the whole screen, so I saw Mr. Peter put his hand up for a motion. Who's giving me my second?
It was Mr. Clay.
Oh, thank you, thank you. All right. All right, so I got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimous. Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Russell?
All right, item number 6, amending resolution number 552 for 2021 regarding taxes to be apportioned and levied upon the several cities and towns in the city in the county and for special district taxes in the towns.
Mr. DeLella?
Yes, Madam Chair. Without knowing what the committee has in front of them, because I'm looking at a agenda here that doesn't have the letter that came from the town of Bern, which explained that the Helderberg ambulance tax rate was wrong. It should be 0.465911 instead of the 0.508934 that resolution number 552 of 2001 indicates.
Okay, does anybody have a question on that? Okay, so now that is number 6 that we're talking about right there, is that correct? And if any of you are looking at the backup, what you would see, it would be on pages 50, 51, and 52. And you will see on page 52, the Helderberg Ambulance District and the numbers that was quoted by Mr. DeLella. Are there any questions? If there are no questions or comments, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter,
Second.
Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Very much. Mr. Russell?
Item number 7 is amounts levied for unpaid water and sewer charges in the city of Cohoes.
Mr. DeLella?
Yes, Madam Chair. Without knowing what the committee has in front of them, I submitted a draft resolution for the 2022 water and sewer amounts for the city of Cohoes to appear on their tax bills in the amount of $434,605.57. This is a yearly resolution that we pass every year this month as their bills go out in March.
Just for the members to be aware, the information that Mr. DeLello is referencing is included on your tablets. Based on the point when we were able to receive it and add it, it is available for all of you digitally, and it'll be added onto the website for publication when the final agenda is put together for the February meeting.
Excuse me, Brandon, did you say it was available on the tablets?
Yes.
Let me do this, please. I always like for, since we are online, that question came from Mr. Bergdorf.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madam Chairwoman. I've got the tablet.
In the item, it should be available under legislation text. If you click it, there should be the draft language provided should be available.
Under legislative text. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was looking behind that at some of the backup. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Are there any other questions?
Madam Chair, yeah.
Mr. Grimm?
Yeah, I'm unclear with this. That's a big number, 434,000. So what exactly is this?
Water and sewer, unpaid water and sewer.
How come it's unpaid then? I don't understand.
Well, what happens is during the year, the city of Cohoes Water Department sends out bills.
Okay.
And whatever is not paid at a certain point in time gets re-levied on the property tax bills. And that's what this resolution is doing.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're very welcome. Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
From Mr. Clay,
I'll second.
I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move on now to number 8.
For 8, amounts levied for other charges for the city of Cohoes.
Mr. DeLello?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a other charge, which is not a tax. This is a demolition charge, which is going to be placed on the property on the 2022 tax roll. And we're seeking authorization to put it on their warrant.
Madam Chair.
Question? Motion?
Motion, Madam Chair.
Motion for Mr. Peter.
Second.
I got a second from Mr. Bergdorf. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much. Number 9, Mr. Russell.
And number 9, authorizing the levy upon the city of Cohoes property of the amount needed for various purposes.
Mr. DeLello.
Yes, this is the city of Cohoes property taxes that they're going to be billing starting March 1st, the $8,880,734.43. This is authorization to put it on their tax warrant so they can collect it.
Questions or comments?
I could, just a quick general knowledge question.
Mr.
Madam Chair, is it okay to proceed?
Yes, it is.
Tony, why do we have to do this especially for the city of Cohoes? Is it just a timing as to when they do their billing or?
Right.
Okay, 10 minutes.
We're
Starting now.
doing this now for Cohoes because their bills go out in March. But when we did the resolutions in December, we passed everybody's budget amounts to appear on their property tax bills. This is just that Cohoes does theirs at another point in time. That's all.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr.
If there are no questions on this, I'd like to make a motion.
I got a motion. I need a second. I got a second from Mr. Clay. Feel free, everybody, to just jump right in with your motions and your seconds and let everyone know that you are listening and are participating in the meeting. So I got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much, Mr. DeLello. I hope you have opportunity to go home into a warm house tonight.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hi, Tony.
All right. Mr. Russell?
Item number 10, authorizing the conveyance of real property located in the city of Albany to the Albany County Land Bank.
Is that you, Mr. Riley?
That's me, Madam Chair. This is a request to transfer 294 Lark Street to the Albany County Land Bank. The reason this was not included with any other transfer is it was previously occupied and the tenants voluntarily abandoned the property during the eviction moratorium.
You said the owners voluntarily abandoned the property?
The tenants left, so
Oh,
there's,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, thank you. Questions, comments?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Peter?
this property is in my district and I fully support moving it to the land bank.
right.
And I'm happy to make a motion if there are no questions.
I'm going to entertain Mr. Peters' motion, and
I'll second his motion.
I got a second from Mr. Kakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Item number 11 is authorizing the conveyance of real property located at 707 3rd Street in the city of Albany.
Madam Chair,
All right.
Madam Chair, this was originally withdrawn due to environmental concerns. It's an old auto shop.
Mhm.
The sealed bid came back and the actual shop next door, the owner there bid on this one to expand his current shop. He's going to put up $1,000 and also included a plan of how he will renovate the shop to better the neighborhood.
Very good. This is in my district, and I'm fully aware of where that property is, and I support this resolution.
Good.
I'd like to second that if that's your motion, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. I got a motion. I see Mr. Clay's hand up, so he's going to give me a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, item number 12 is amending the 2022 Department for Children, Youth, and Families budget, administrative adjustments.
Miss Manning, did I see you online?
Yes, good evening, Madam Chair and committee members. The department would like to request legislative authorization to amend the 22 budget for personnel services. Basically, an employee was promoted to a staff social work position, and there's not enough money in that line because of her longevity. And in order for us to be compliant with the collective bargaining agreement through CSEA, we need to increase her line so she's at her step as a staff social worker.
Oh, so this was promotion.
Yes, she was,
Oh.
well, she was with, she was a caseworker that went over to crime victims and now came back to our children's mental health clinic. So all the years of service she's been with the county counts for that. So we have another line, senior public health aide, which basically we have leftover money in that because we brought somebody in who didn't have as much seniority. So we would be compliant with the budget and, or excuse me, compliant with the CSEA collective bargaining agreement.
All right, very good. You cleared up a lot of questions that we talked about in some pre-meetings. So thank you very much. Any other questions or comments?
Madam
Somebody,
Chair, if there are no further questions, I'd like to make a motion.
I got a motion from Ms. Lakakis. I did see Mr. Brewski's hand go up. So
Sorry.
I will take
Second.
that. I'll take that as a second then. Is that right?
Outstanding. Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Thank you, Mr. Riley. I did get a chance to see Mr. McLaughlin on here too, and Ms. Manning. I hope everyone gets home safe, and I'll entertain a motion now to adjourn.
Motion, Madam Chair.
Second.
Thank you.
Got a
Happy
motion.